Hey everybody, Dr. Tom over the Active Healing Center. I thank you for taking a few minutes of your time for our Saturday morning practice, which we're going to focus on 3 thoughts I believe we need to rethink in terms of becoming healthier, stronger, more energized people. We need to start rethinking a little bit about what we do day to day. And when we look at the big picture of health, and there's 4 big health problems that we have in this country, 2 of them are constants, 2 of them the numbers are staggering in terms of how fast they're increasing. But the first 2 are heart disease and cancer. The second 2, the numbers are going through the roof, are type 2 diabetes and dementia. But those are 4 big health problems. And when I look at health and working with the people coming into our office, well, there's no guarantees, obviously. We all understand I could do everything correctly and wake up tomorrow and have a health problem. We understand that is the way life goes. But I always look at it in terms of, I want to pad the odds in my favor. I want to stack those odds in my favor so that I can live not only today, but 5 years, 10 years, as long as I have on this planet. I want those years to be really good, really energized, and really active. And if we just look at our health in this country, it is sad, and we're going backwards, unfortunately. So let's get into this. 3 thoughts that I think we should be rethinking. The first one's an old classic thought that we have in terms of what we do on a day-to-day basis, and it's the everything in moderation thought process. I don't know where it came from. Thought way back when it was a good idea, but the more you think about it, it really needs to be thrown out the window, because there is no amount of sugar, there is no amount of gluten, there's no amount of dairy that we need in our diet to be healthy people. So let's just look at sugar. There is no amounts of sugar that we need to be putting in. So just the thought process of everything in moderation, it's really a thought process of, it helps make us feel better when we know we're eating or consuming something that's not good for us. So we like to throw that out there. Well, everything in moderation, we're fine. But unfortunately, everything we do in life, every decision, every action that we take always has a consequence. And a lot of times with health, and this is what gets tricky for us as human beings, is we have a hard time projecting forward on this. Where it's easy to look backwards, it's hard to project where we are going to be in the future. But a lot of times with these health decisions, these things that we decide and do day to day, consequences may not happen for years to come. And that gets real tricky. So what we're doing today, not only can it affect you today or tomorrow, but down the road, it's certainly going to have a big time effect on your body and your overall health. So the first thought that we need to rethink, and really throw out the window is the everything in moderation thought process. Secondly is, and this is a biggie for people, is alcohol. When it comes to alcohol, a little bit of alcohol is good. It helps me relax. It's a stress reliever. It helps me fall asleep at night. All of it needs to get changed in our thought process. Look, I enjoy alcohol as much as the next person. I love to sit and have a cocktail with friends, always. I enjoy that. It's fun. But again, as an adult, I have to realize there is a consequence for that decision, and I'm going to pay for it at some point and in some way. And Dr. Amen, A-M-E-N, however he pronounces it, he calls himself the Brain MD. He's done over 200,000 scans on people's brains, and he's a big proponent of no alcohol in the diet because of the damage it does to your brain. And if the brain is our master organ, we want that to work really well. So everything I do, not only what I've put into my body, but the thoughts that I put into my body, everything I'm doing should be to help make sure my brain functions at a really high level. And alcohol is very damaging. If you don't want to think about what it does to your brain, second component of alcohol is it's a destroyer to your sleep. And sleep, without question, is one of the major components to determining how healthy of a person you are. And again, if we're just going to look at energy, sleep is a major factor in your overall energy. And we know for a fact that alcohol will destroy your ability to sleep, get that deep, restful sleep, because your body has to detoxify and get that toxin out of your body. So overall, alcohol is a destroyer to your overall health. And there is no amount of alcohol that is good for you. Even though that we can go back and, we like to, stick to the, wine's good for your heart. Well, it really is. It's not good for your body. It's not good for your brain. It's not good for your sleep. And overall, it's not good for your health. So the whole alcohol thought process, and again, way back when we were doing all of our 8 weeks of wellness, we would sit down and talk nutrition and the nutrition plan. I will tell you, the first question out of everybody's mouth was, can I drink alcohol? We are in tune with alcohol. I get it. But we want to start to rethink what we're doing on a day-to-day basis. Again, if our goal is to get stronger, healthier, and more energized, well, alcohol needs to be addressed. Third thought that we need to rethink has to deal with the whole, we live in a time in exercise where it's all about how many steps you're taking. I hear it every day. I got my 10,000 steps in. I got my steps in. I learned way back when, a long time ago actually, it was about almost 30 years ago when I was a freshman in college, one of my professors, the first things I remember him saying out of his mouth was, it is not about the quantity of steps that you're taking, it's about the quality of steps. It's how hard you're working during those steps. And that is the goal. We always want to be progressing. When we look at exercise and our movement and our physical components, and what I do in my office on a day-to-day basis, we talk the physical components of the body all day long, and we talk exercise and mobility, all these things. Well, we always want to be progressing. So in the 10,000 step thought process here, if ground zero is that you're not moving at all and the first goal is to get to that 10,000 steps, great, I'm on board with that. But if you're doing those 10,000 steps, well, then we need to add some spice to that. We need to spice that up. We'll do another video on how to do that. But we have to constantly be progressing, because once you get to that 10,000 steps, all well and good. But if you're just going to stay there, well, then you're just going to stagnate in terms of your physical well-being. And not only are we looking at your physical health, but again, exercise is a major factor in terms of your neurological and your brain health. And we need to always be progressing in terms of that. So just to start to rethink your thought process about those steps, great. And if you're a walker and love to be out there walking, well, then we just want to add some spice to that to always be progressing in terms of your physical well-being. So those are the big three thoughts. Again, let's recap. The everything in moderation thought process, boom, out the window. Rethink your relationship with alcohol. Okay, if it's something that you're doing on a day-to-day basis, you got to start to rethink that and put some other things into your life. And if it is a big stress reliever for you to have a cocktail, well, then add some other things into your life that can help relieve stress. And if it's the only way you can fall asleep at night, well, then we need to have a conversation. And then the third component there, the third thought process is, well, about those 10,000 steps. Again, if we're starting from ground zero, first goal is 10,000 steps, great, but then we need to progress from there. If you are having health problems, give us a call. That's what we're here to help you with. I can help you in a lot of different ways. We can refer you out to other health professionals that are great in other areas. But if you have health problems and need some help getting to that next level in terms of becoming healthier, stronger, more energized, please give us a call. I would love to have a conversation with you. Take care.